We have one of our favorite guests here on the show, and we have Kitty Ratcliff with us to talk about Explore St. Louis and all the amazing things there are to do in St. Louis outside of visiting the Hall of Fame and the club.
And she's with Maurice.
Yes, we are with Kitty Ratcliff, who's one of our favorite guests here, as she always extols the virtues of her great city, St. Louis. Kitty, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Never see you in February because the championships are either sometime in the spring, in April, the U.S. Championships, or the Singfield Cup. But now we're here in February. What's there to do here in the wintertime other than worry about polar vortexes descending on the city?
Oh, well, the polar vortex is something we can all enjoy because we can go out and go ice skating. There are great ice skating rinks all over town, including one right just a couple blocks from here at Forest Park. So it's a great way to enjoy the outdoors as well. A lot of our visitor attractions have wonderful events for outside in the wintertime, as well as extraordinary events going on in the museums and the cultural institutions in the winter.
Well, I'm a Jamaican-born boy. I still got the heat in me, and so I'm not going to go ice skating. It's just too cold. Give me some specific activities happening this month that folks, if they decide to come down, could enjoy indoors.
Indoors. Well, it does explain now why I haven't run into you on the street here, because normally I run into you on the street, but not in February.
No, Irina Crush asked me to go for a walk in Forest Park. It was like 30 degrees. I said, I would love to if it was 30 degrees warmer. But you're on your own, sister. So what could Irina and I share to Brooklynites if we want to go see something happening in St. Louis now?
Well, wonderful musical offerings. The St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, Jazz St. Louis, the Black Rep, the Repertory Theater, they all have wonderful productions going on right now. And you know, those are mostly things that one would want to do perhaps on like a Friday night or Saturday night or Sunday matinee. So the weekends are kind of filled with musical offerings this time of year. Extraordinary exhibits at some of our museums. There's been a wonderful Candy Wiley exhibit at the St. Louis Art Museum that's just finishing up, so people have just the last few days in order to be able to see that. The Contemporary Art Museum has a great exhibit right now, as does the Pulitzer. And for those that are interested in sporting events, the Blues hockey games are here, and you know, there's a lot of great fans who love hockey.
The Blues aren't doing that well. They're kind of struggling. Maybe the tickets are a little cheaper now.
The Blues have struggled a little. I heard the Billikens over there. The Billikens are St. Louis University's basketball team. They've also been struggling a little bit right now. So yeah, there's some good tickets available.
Were there a lot of cheers going on when the Rams lost the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Because I know the Rams left St. Louis behind.
Actually, it was kind of silent because I think a lot of people weren't actually watching the Super Bowl in St. Louis.
Wow. Boycott. A lot of hate in this city, bro.
Well, a year from now, when this event is back here in February next year, there will be a different brand of football playing here in February. We are going to be welcoming one of the first XFL teams for a new startup football league that will begin in February of 2020 and will go through the end of April. So they will play in non-NFL season as soon as the Super Bowl ends. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. The guy who created the whole WrestleMania enterprise, whose name is Vince McMahon, he's starting this new football league. So I think it will be as much entertainment as it is football.
Fascinating. Tell me, this event is different from any that has ever been done in the United States, the highest rated female event in history on U.S. soil, and you get to have it here in St. Louis. What does that make you feel as a St. Louisian with pride?
Well, to have all the top women players from around the world in our community is an extraordinary thing for us. And it's great to have, I mean, St. Louis is a great city for women leaders. You know, our mayor is a woman. Our airport director is a woman. The head of the History Museum is a woman. And a lot of the cultural institutions, the head of the symphony is a woman, Marie-Hélène Bernard. And so there are a lot of great women leaders in this community. And so it's wonderful to embrace women's leadership in all aspects and forms, and to have the top female players from around the globe in our community is really wonderful.
Yeah, they almost didn't invite me and Yasser back because apparently, you know,
Just Jennifer's
our
territory.
gender was a little, but they let us in the door. Finally, the Gateway Arch as well. I heard get mentioned. The grounds are open now.
The $380 million project was finished this past year in 2018. So that did everything from the new museum to all kinds of work on the grounds, and people were coming from all over the world to see it. And then, of course, our federal government had a shutdown, so the arch grounds were actually closed for 35 days, but they are reopened and available for everyone to see.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for all the great work you do. Touting St. Louis, always fun to have you here. Look forward to next time.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Kitty Ratcliff, everybody, the president of Explore St. Louis, a great town if you want to come see some chess and a lot of other things as well.